Visible Experts Podcast.
Welcome everyone to this new episode of this podcast, Invisible Experts. When we talk about artificial intelligence, we often focus on productivity, automation, or even business efficiency. But sometimes we forget much more important questions. What does this technology actually mean for people's life? Today's conversation is about that human side of AI. I'm really pleased to be joined by Ayesha, who is part of Bioniks, a social enterprise working at the intersection of AI, healthcare, and accessibility, developing AI powered prosthetic limbs that are not only functional, but also affordable and personalized. I actually had the chance to see Ayesha present at the Social Enterprise World Forum. And I have to say, it was one of those moments that really stays with you, not just because of the technology itself, but because of the impact behind it. The idea that AI can help restore mobility, confidence, and dignity to people is something that really puts everything else into perspective. What makes this work even more powerful is that it's not happening in an ideal condition. It's being deployed in places where access is limited, where infrastructure is challenging, and where the need is urgent. So today we're going to explore how AI and bionics come together, what it takes to build this kind of solution, and what it really means to use technology to improve human lives. Aisha, it's a massive pleasure to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Andreas, for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be, on your podcast and explain what we do.
Fantastic. Aisha, let's start telling us a bit about your journey and how you became involved with bionics.
So I belong to a medical profession. I'm a doctor, and I used to work in accident emergency department of, one of the biggest public hospitals of my city, where I frequently encountered patients with limb amputation due to road traffic accident, machine cut injuries, burns, electrical, injuries, and many more. So one day I received this female patient. She was 5 months pregnant with her fourth child, and she have had lost both her arms in a very tragic accident. And I couldn't sleep for a night. I started thinking about her, how she's gonna lead her life. How is she gonna, take care of herself, her three children, this pregnancy, and when once she's done with the pregnancy, the newborn, like four children with no hands. It was, very heartbreaking. And I started looking solutions for her, that what kind of solutions we have in our country. And unfortunately, there were none. There were only solutions available were conventional old prosthetics that were very heavy, not so functional, and they were not of much use. So I looked around what is happening in the world and what solutions are in the internationally available, so that were not accessible for people like living in my country because of the visa problems, the cost, and everything. So I started looking for the solution, and I met Anas and his team. Anas is CEO and founder of Bionics. So he was he he had a company. They used to design and develop products for different companies. So it was a designing and manufacturing firm, like small sample projects for different companies. He also received a request from parents of a 5-year-old boy who was born without a limb. So, we met, and this is how, we formed Bionics. Because we saw the problem is huge, not in our just country, but, around the globe. And there were very few companies that were actually working on it. And most of them were not affordable and accessible to many.
Okay, that's fantastic. One of the things that I want to talk about bionics, it is the fact that it isn't just a tech company. It is also a social enterprise with a very clear mission. In your own words, what problem are you trying to solve and why does it matter?
So it is estimated that 100 million people are currently living with limb disabilities around the globe. And 80% of these people do not have access to advanced prosthetics due to lack of affordability, accessibility, and awareness. So at Bionics, our mission is to bridge this huge gap and make our model, scalable and accessible to everyone, regardless of their geographical and financial limitations.
Absolutely love this project, honestly. Like, since I met you, it was super inspiring, you know. So, I want to frame the topic around AI in health, okay? So, when people think about AI, they often think about business or productivity, but not really about healthcare. So, from your perspective, how is AI transforming rehabilitation and prosthetics?
So, that perception is already shifting. And, in rehabilitation and prosthetic, AI is not just redefining, but it is actually, kind of not just improving, but it is redefining what actually rehabilitation and mobility can look like. I'll tell you in a simple words that in clinical practice, AI is making it possible, the personalized rehabilitation, which was quite impossible without AI. Like personalized rehabilitation for everyone was quite impossible. But now it is possible that everyone gets personalized rehabilitation according to their need and necessity.
Wow. So basically, you guys prompt the AI based upon everybody's needs, and then that is transformed into the prosthetics. This is how it works.
Yeah, I'll explain it how. So we use AI. First of all, I'll tell you how our prosthetics work. So
Okay.
they're neuromuscular junctions.
Okay.
They are basically the connections between our brain and muscles. So, for let's suppose someone has lost, his hand, and there are still nerve endings present. There are neuromuscular junctions present here. So, when we have sensors that detect the electrical signals that come from the brain and transfer those signals into functionality, into a motion, mobility. So one person thinks that I want to open this hand. So the signals travel from the brain to the neuromuscular junctions, are picked up by our sensors that are not actually in touch, directly in touch with the skin. They are embedded deep into our prosthetics. So there's nothing that goes inside the person's skin or like brain. It's just the signals that are received by sensors, and they convert it into the motion or mobility. So it is totally the AI, with the AI and this all system, it is totally controlled by a person's brain who is using it, like mine.
Wow.
Like how long I should open the arm, how long it should stay closed. So it all is done this way. And then there's a cloud system, because every user's usage is different. Someone is doing, using a prosthetic arms for hard labor, like someone is farming, while other are using it for fine arts like painting and writing, and someone is using it for driving, like riding bicycles. So every user's usage is different. So the data from the user is stored in a cloud system, and with AI learns the pattern of their function, and it gets improved with time, and which in results cause the best functionality possible for that user. So, this is how you're using AI to make this functionality best.
Wow.
And
That's
this,
fast.
and this is actually, what I meant by personalized rehabilitation.
That's fantastic. It's fascinating. So, how long you guys been using AI to make your prosthetics works?
I think we are quite using it from quite a time, like since we started, because the problems we face, AI helped us to, cross to solve those barriers. Like when we started our prosthetics, people used to come to a clinic to get the measurement. To they were supposed to stay in the town for a week or 10 days until the whole rehabilitation process was done. So when AI came and we introduced AI to our system, we started with remote troubleshooting. So people do not have to come back and forth to us for resolving their problems. So now we do remote troubleshooting and remote follow-ups, no matter where you are, because all our prosthetics are connected to a mobile application, and that's very simple application, and it's available in all types of phone. So all the prosthetics are connected to mobile application via Bluetooth. So if there's any problem, they just call us and the problem gets resolved within a matter of seconds. So this is one use of AI. Then again, there was a need of them to travel to us for the first time for to get their measurements done, and we had to solve this because people face a lot of trouble in traveling all the way to us because people from other countries also started coming to us. So getting a visa, traveling to us was quite difficult. So we worked on it and we introduced 3D scanner to a mobile application. So now anyone around any corner in the world can just 3D scan their, stump, send us their digital measurements, we'll custom design their prosthetic, manufacture it, and ship it directly to them or to the nearby partner clinic. Both ways are possible. The rest of the rehabilitation is done online. We are making this very simple.
Wow.
Like you're ordering your shoes, a pair of shoes or your clothes, just send us your digital measurements, we'll custom design your prosthetic and ship it to you.
That's fantastic. And the material, guys, that you use for the prosthetics, because I remember you mentioned these where I met you.
So first we used to 3D print the prosthetic, but that were not durable because people were using it for hard labor. So now we use carbon fiber and aircraft aluminum and German motors to make it the most durable prosthetic available currently around the world.
That's fantastic. It's so inspired. Honestly, I love it. I was wondering, like, do you have to have, like, maybe you, like, in terms of maybe someone from the working class can buy it, they can add to it, or they do it through an insurance healthcare company, or how it works?
So we have hybrid model.
Okay,
Our prosthetics, first of all, our prosthetics are very affordable. They are 10 times lesser the cost than that are available around the world. So our currently our prosthetics are the most affordable that are available. But despite of that, a lot of people belong to low income setting and cannot afford the prosthetic. So we run a hybrid model. So first, they are paying patients who can directly pay to us and get their prosthetic, and then they are paying hospitals, which can actually pay for patients. And then the other model is that subsidize the prosthetic for those who cannot afford it. We collaborate with nonprofit organizations and humanitarian organizations, hospitals, and corporate CSRs to subsidize these prosthetics for those who cannot afford it or those who are in the crisis zone areas. So we
wow,
run on a hybrid model. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's very interesting. Did you guys expect such success when you started?
No, we didn't. There were times when we thought that, we will fail. First when we started, people used to come the other day with a broken prosthetic. And then in our country, the climatic conditions are very harsh. Like it's very hot and humid. And to make the sensors waterproof and sweat proof, that was a challenge, but we did it. Now our prosthetic is, waterproof and sweat proof, so it can sustain all kind of harsh climates. So we learned we learned a lot from our beneficiaries. We learned from our mistakes, and this made us possible to make this international level prosthetic, and better than most of the companies are doing it, especially the remote troubleshooting and 3D scanner. No one is doing this till now.
Wow, that's fascinating. And also, like, you would never imagine how important it is from people who perhaps they have a problem with they don't have limbs or whatever, to actually move to these places, get tested, take all the information that you need to make the prosthetics. So you're making everything available for them, right?
Yeah, this is our mission to make these prosthetics, accessible to everyone, no matter where they are in the world, no matter how remote areas, war zone areas. We want to make it accessible for everyone. This is our mission.
So in terms of like your clients around the world, where, for instance, they coming from to ask you for your service?
All over the world,
Yeah.
where we are, currently we have users, 20 we have 2000 users, not in just in our country but in 10 different countries. In the surrounding countries we have users from, war zone areas, and some, developed countries as well, because there are a lot of people who are not national. They do not get the prosthetics in insurance. The government does not pay for their prosthetics, so they travel from their country to us. Like, let's suppose UK or US. There are people who are traveling from UK and US or Europe to us and get their prosthetics from us, because it costs them very little. All the traveling, stay, still our prosthetics are affordable for them as compared to the prosthetics that are available in their country. So now we are working globally. We have customers all over the, beneficiaries all over the world.
So how long does it take for you guys? I guess it's supposed of the patient, right? But to make a prosthetic, because you manufacture it there in Pakistan, right?
Yeah, locally in Pakistan. Here. So it take us like 3 to 5 days to manufacture it and ship it to the beneficiary. Yeah, because because of AI, now we have incorporated AI into designing process as well. So prosthetics are designed by AI softwares that they are reviewed by our lead designers, then get approved and go to the manufacturing process.
Okay, I like this. So basically, you do the first step with AI and that double check by a professional. No?
Yeah,
That's so
because
important. Yeah.
yeah, in clinical setting, especially when you're dealing with human health, so it is important to review, AI,
Of course.
review and approve. Yeah, to to omit the machine errors.
I want to bring this into the human level, right? I mean, I understand Bionics is doing super well. Now it's going like it's innovating even in the whole process, which is very important. But would you mind to share us a story of someone whose life changed because of this technology?
We have 2000, around 2000 users, and every user's story is different and impactful, but I'll share one story. So there is this young man, 20-year-old. Now he's 23. When he came to us, he was 20-year-old. So he was born without his left hand. There are a lot of people who are born without a hand, without a leg. So this man was born without his left hand, and he used to see children playing cricket, cricket in the playground, and he always wished to play cricket. It was his dream to play cricket and become a cricketer, but he was told that you cannot play cricket with one hand. So his dreams shattered, and he never thought he would be able to play cricket, with just one hand. So he completed his education and working in odd jobs, which he was not interested in working until he found us. So he came to us, and we made a prosthetic for him. The first question he asked was, would I be able to play cricket with this prosthetic? We said,
Wow.
absolutely, you can. And there were tears in his eyes that my dream, which I was always told that can never be true, no, I can see that now. I can see that coming true. So now he plays cricket very well, and he's part of disabled team, the official disabled team. So, and you know what? Not just that, but he's part of our community team. He is employed by us. He's currently our employee. He plays cricket, but what else he does is he counsels other people who come to us. He does their counseling, and he helped them learn how to use a prosthetic, how to make the most of it. So he's now part of our team. So there are so many people. We have a huge community. Leads, they help other people learn how to, help other people to learn how to make the most of the prosthetics. So it has been 3 years, since he's using the prosthetic, and he became part of a company. Now he's leading the community, and he is teaching everyone how to make the most of the prosthetic.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I remembered, back in Colombia, one of my best friends is like you. He's also a doctor and he works with prosthetics and so on. And he, Colombia has been in war for many years. And back in the day, the guerrillas used to have mines, right? And one soldier lost his two legs. And he used to go to every hospital where the soldiers were with a long, he has a long cloth, and then he was playing salsa, and then he was taking his cloth out, and he was dancing and so on, trying to kind of inspire others. And it was because of the prosthetics. But back in the day, it was super expensive. He had to do crowdfunding. He went through the whole process. So you guys doing a fantastic job. One of the things that stand out is your work in places like Gaza, right? Where you actually deployed a mobile AI powered lean factory. What did that experience teach you about the role of AI in crisis or conflict settings, which is nowadays sadly is happening, right?
And growing with time. So we collaborated a clinic in Amman, Jordan, which is nearest. We can get to Gaza because we cannot go directly to the Gaza due to the conflict situation. So we collaborated with the clinic in Amman, and we trained their team online how to take the measurements. So they took the measurements, sent us the digital measurement. We designed and manufactured the arm here and delivered it there. And the prosthetic was, installed to 8-year-old girl Sidra, and she lost her arm in, this Gaza conflict. And she started using the arm immediately after, installation, because it's very simple. He started using it. He, took a glass of water, hold a glass of water, and was lifting things. And that smile, that happiness on her face was priceless. So this tells us that we were successfully able to install a prosthetic 4,000 kilometers away from where it is manufactured. This tells us that nothing is impossible, but all we need is the right collaboration and right partnership, right setting. And I will correct one thing, that AI limb factory is still in the future. We manufactured it here and delivered it there. It was installed there, and measurements were taken there, but still, the manufacturing facility is still here, like in Pakistan. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you
That
have to deploy it. Yeah.
yeah, the AI limb factory is. I think we'll talk about it later, because this is the future of bionics.
Okay. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
the future of bionics. But
Yeah.
Aisha, I'm wondering about you, man. Like you as a human, it must be so rewarding to go back home and knowing that you're changing life, right? So when you started your healthcare career, would you expect to actually transform in 2000 or more in the future lives?
No, I never, thought that I would be doing this when I was in, working as a doctor in emergency. I was very depressed, seeing accidents, and that was very depressing. And I didn't know that I would be able to help them. I always used to wonder that what solutions are available, what they are going to do with their life without, limbs and all. And what I did was, be the best doctor. I love to work in accident emergency because I love to serve the humans, especially those who suffered these tragic accidents. So I wanted to help them as much as I can to, to come from those trauma. I was best at, talking to the families and, ensuring them that things will get better. And that is very necessary. psychological rehabilitation is the most important part. So I started doing that, from the very beginning, when I never knew that I would be doing this. So I started, soothing them by my talks that things will be better. So when I, started doing this, I joined Bionics. So first, when we used to receive the patients, we were very depressed, and most of them were suicidal because they used to go through very tragic accidents. Actually, and their families were not that supportive. So I used to counsel the families, the patients, and they used to spend off 5 to 7 days with us initially when there was no AI, no remote troubleshooting. So from the first day when they came crying, depressed, from the last day, then we deployed the prosthetic. We, completed the post-prosthetic training. We used to ask them that what you gonna do with the prosthetic. What's your dream job? Like I told you about the cricketer. Children used
Mm.
to say that I want to paint or something. We used to train them accordingly.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was our mission, that to help them get back to their life, get back them what they want to do. So the first question we asked them was, what you gonna do when you get the prosthetic? So they used to tell us, I want to ride the bike, I want to resume my driving. So we used to train them accordingly in the post prosthetic trainings. So the last day when they were empowered, thanking us, this that was so satisfying, and that was actually a success, that what we are doing is right, and this made us do more of what we do. Initially we were not gaining much revenue, much profit, we were not getting much salaries, we were working day and night without any profits, any support. But the satisfaction, the people's what I can say, seeing them empowered, seeing them getting back to life was something that kept us moving and kept us, moving, and helped us to improve our product, improve our services.
That's
And this,
beautiful, man. And
yeah,
also,
even today,
yeah, yeah. And also, like it made me think. I mean, perhaps it's a human thing to desire or wish what we don't have. And
exactly.
when we don't have it, we take it for granted, right? So you have the opportunity to see how much people get along with their lives, keep moving, keep fighting, and they have this opportunity to maybe meet their dreams. The cricket kid, this family who perhaps who couldn't afford it, and as you said, this is like the driver, and I
And
think it's very human. Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I will share, yeah, I will share one more thing. When you receive videos from these patients, showing you something even what you never thought would be possible with the prosthetic. Even today, we get surprised when we receive a video and see that beneficiaries are doing wonders with the prosthetic. You never thought that he would be able to do painting. There's a very fine art, like doing painting and writing, such beautiful writing with the prosthetic. Those few things are beyond our imagination as well. And every day we receive videos. The female I talked about in the start of the story, she has now both the hands, both prosthetic hands, and she is now working and sending us the videos. She is lifting her kids with prosthetics and sending the video, that it made me able to lift my kid again. So these things help us keep
Oh my
moving.
God, that's so beautiful, man. Exactly, this is my point. You never know what you have until you lose it, right? And I
Yeah.
suppose, do you see the difference in between your beneficiaries, for instance, someone who actually born without any limb or people who lose it? Do you think a
Yeah,
massive,
there's
yeah.
a huge difference, because those who are born without a limb, they never felt it. They never had the feeling of a limb. They were born without it. They were you're used to it, and they are they do better than the others who lose their limb in between, because they are born without it. They believe that they have to do it without it, so they perform maximum of their tasks with one hand. But when they get on the other hand, that's a plus point. But those who lose their limbs in tragic accident, it is very difficult for them. It's very difficult for them to get back to life. They are more depressed. They are in deep trauma. So, you know, and it takes them more time to learn than to those who are born without it.
Yeah, I actually wondering when I was like doing my research about you guys, like you bring back the willingness to live to some people, right? Perhaps,
Yeah.
they didn't see it could have been possible to keep going and start a new life, even discover a new one, right? Reinvent themselves. Another thing which I love about your project is like you work with underserved communities, including rural women affected by accidents. How important, from your perspective, is it to design these technologies for accessibility and inclusion from the start?
So, a lot of women lose their limbs in tragic machine cut injuries in rural areas of our country. There's a machine, it is used for cutting the fodder for their, domestic animals, and it is mostly handled by the woman. So there are no safety measures. They're very old fashioned. So when they use it, they lose both their arms. So it's very tragic, and they are made to believe that they have to lead the life without their hands, and they are now useless. Most of them get divorced, get thrown out of the house because they are told that they are of no use now. They don't have hand. So for them, this technology is actually very life changing. So we recently did a project with UN Women, and we reach out to those rural areas, remote areas with no electricity, no network, nothing. But we managed to reach them because of AI. We sent a team. They took the digital measurements, and we manufactured the arms and deployed it to them, and the happiness, the literally, because people who live in the urban, in the cities, in the urban side, they have quite an idea of technology, that technology can help us. But those women from the rural areas, they never thought that they would be provided with something. So for them, it's life changing, and it's very helpful for them to get back
Wow.
to life, to be to feel the part of the community again, to be the part of the community again, because they are totally excluded.
Yeah, and I think it's very impressive because, first of all, you offer an excellent product, right? Second, you basically like are addressing a big problem around the world. And then third, you make it accessible. And also, it's very easy and simple like before. So you guys are creating not only a prosthetic, but also like the whole chain, the value chain. But I think that's why you're making a big impact. And also like you are also including everyone in this kind of process.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it makes Bionics so different. Oh, another thing which I love, it was this focus on personalization. Because even this kind of aesthetic design, like a superhero themed limbs for children, is kind of cool. So why does that matter from a psychological and human perspective? Because I really like this part.
So it started from the very beginning. The first request we got, I told you that 5-year-old boy that was born without a limb, he requested us that, can you design an Iron Man themed arm for me? Because I don't want a usual skin colored arm. I want an
Oh,
Iron
it's
Man. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So that made us think on the other side of the story, that the prosthetics are not only skin colored replacement of the arm, but it can be a lot more than that. So when we made Iron Man team arm for that boy, and it made him feel like a superhero actually. When he wore the smile on his face, you can never imagine that the feeling he had. He actually felt like a superhero. So then we started giving option to the children especially to customize their arm, like on their favorite superhero, any color, any design. So girls used to come to us, can you design a Elsa theme now, Frozen theme? Or yes, we can. And can you put some crystals on it? We used to say yes, of course we can. So uh, we can do customization for everyone. We do customization for everyone, but for children it was important because when children got their favorite superhero themed or favorite colored, uh, they used to feel more empowered than others.
100%.
They started feeling that we are, superheroes. We are better than those who have both arms. So this was actually very, uh, very satisfying to see these children not only coming back to their lives but feeling more empowered.
I think it's really cool, like even I mean, nobody's gonna pity themselves. They wanna be
Yeah,
like them. So you're
yeah,
transforming also the perception of the society, how cool it
exactly.
looks. Wow, that's wonderful. And is there anybody else doing this? Or do you think it's like your own innovation? Because I haven't
No,
seen that.
same. I haven't seen that either. So for now, I don't know. I don't know anyone who is doing same. And we have different models as well. There's a black axe which is very futuristic, and you won't believe me, but a lot of young girls come to us, who do not have a limb, who lose their limbs, or who are born without limb. They ask us that I want the black axe, and it actually shocks us that a female, she said I would feel more powerful with a black arm than a usual skin colored arm.
Wow,
So yeah, and a lot we get a lot of requests for that black X. It's very futuristic and very cool. So young, boys and young girls, they want the black X.
yeah, I mean, like the approach you guys have is fantastic because I think human is in the center,
Yeah,
of the whole process. Actually, I want to talk about this painting that you just have behind, which is beautiful. So basically, for our listeners who are using Spotify or Apple Podcast, she has this beautiful paint just behind herself, which is an arm touching another. There is a prosthetic arm with a normal arm, let's say, and they're like getting together. Can you tell us a little bit about this painting behind?
yeah, this is hand painted with love, and we had this idea that we want something like that is connecting the human with the technology and kind of empowering it. The technology is empowering the human. So we asked a painter, local painter, and she's a girl. She painted this, and we absolutely love this. She
But
put
she has a prosthetic now.
no, no, she has,
Ah,
but
okay,
we have a
okay.
lot. No, she does not have a prosthetic, but we have a lot of users, young girls who actually paint with the prosthetic. And
Wow.
I hope you can, see the Iron Man theme.
Yeah, yeah, I see it. Can
Yeah,
you can you bring it to the camera?
yeah,
Maybe.
sure. Just give me a minute. I can show it to you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So I'll show you. And
Oh my
what's
God.
amazing thing? They're prosthetic. It might look like that it's very heavy, but it's very lightweight. It just weighs around 400 grams. So very accessible, very lightweight, and very
That's beautiful, man.
uh,
Honestly. And also like for our listeners, when I met Aisha in Taiwan this year, no, last year actually, you were in the panel of Tech for Good, right? So,
yeah.
from your experience and lived experience, because you actually making change, can you maybe summarize what Tech for Good is?
I think technology has a massive, massive, what you can say is chance of doing changing lives. It can transfer sorry I can put it in the right words. Technology can do wonders if it is used right. So I think the focus should be that technology should improve human lives, empower human lives, and the most important thing, it technology should be accessible to everyone.
Mhm.
It should not target a particular, particular population, but it should be made accessible to equally accessible to everyone. That should be the actual theme of tech for good. Like tech should be for everyone.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. So, would you think without AI, you wouldn't evolved and develop your company so quickly? Do you think AI has empowered you guys?
Yes, absolutely. I told you without AI, we were not that scalable. We were not that accessible. Now, like we couldn't have reached to many people without the help of AI because we are using AI in functionality, in designing process, and now for scanning process. So it has made possible for us to reach many, which wouldn't have been possible without AI.
Fantastic. And I was wondering, looking at the future, okay, Ayesha, like, okay, what else, what do you guys need to scale up, to reach more people who are in need? Is it what, like awareness or a little bit of investment or what it is?
So I think we need a fund. Apart from funding, funding is necessity.
Of
Apart from
course.
funding, we need the right collaborations and partnerships with local governments, humanitarian organizations, non-profit organizations, hospital networks, and like we need logistic partners as well to reach those people who are in the crisis zones, like where the need is urgent and growing. Bionics can provide fast, intelligent, smart technology, uh, you know, but we need the right partnerships and the right
Yeah.
systems.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I definitely would love to connect you with our social investment club. And I'm pretty sure this kind of project, it's not only inspiring, but people would be interested to invest in it. So if you are, we can talk about it. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. I loved it. When we met, I've been saying this many times. But for me, the part is the human side. I think human centered health, businesses should be that. Obviously, like you need to pay your expenses, have been profitable in order to reinvest and scale up 100%. But what you guys are doing is wonderful one. Looking ahead, Aisha, how do you see AI and bionics evolving in the next few years?
So if you ask me that what are our future plans and what AI can do more for us, so we have this plan. You talked about AI limb factory, so we actually have a plan ready. We want to integrate AI into a manufacturing process as well to make it more smooth, more fast, and more accessible to everyone. So we have a design ready that's a small container with all the manufacturing facility. We do not need a huge infrastructure, a large technical team to process. We just need a small space. So we have this design ready, that's a small container with all the equipments required for manufacturing, and that it has a manufacturing capacity of 500 to 1000 prosthetics, and it can be placed in the crisis zones. And it will only need one or two person to operate it, which can be trained online. So we have this plane ready that this container can be shipped to a war zone area where it can manufacture 500 to 1000 prosthetics and deployed to those people. When it is done, it can be moved back and then moved to another place where there's a need of prosthetics. So it will be easy, more easy, that So this is one future that to integrate AI to make these prosthetics more accessible in the manufacturing as well. The second plan we have is maybe we can, maybe we can make a big like 3D printer, a big machine, and that can manufacture prosthetic limbs for us and partnered hospitals and clinics. You can you imagine a large machine in a hospital? You go there, you get your scan done, you give you measurements, and you custom design, you select the color design of your prosthetic, and get it made within a day or two locally where you are living. So this is the future we see for prosthetics, for bionics especially.
That's
And with
amazing. That's a great idea. That would be not only like, it would be like a very interesting experience, right? As a customer, it makes, I mean, you guys, I think for me, it's like a life-changing game because it's like you changing the game. It's so different, because
yeah,
usually, I don't know, and I think like all the colors in the hospitals and the healthcare centers are plain, and you make more sad. I mean, you are more sad that before you get there. And this kind of experience can improve everything, as you mentioned before.
yeah,
Like these children who now I'm look cool, you know, it's fantastic.
yeah.
So
You
for
know, pe-
yeah, yeah, please, please, please.
yeah, people think that these rehabilitation tools like prosthetics, they're so expensive and they're not a luxury. They are the basic necessity, and we want to make it, very accessible to everyone. Like it's very simple, not something that is out of reach, but you can go anywhere and get your prosthetic. We want to make, prosthetics very simple.
Fantastic. Aisha, okay, you talked to us about the plans of Bionics, but what Aisha would love to see Bionics in the future? What's your dream with this project that you are leading?
I already covered it, but we want these advanced prosthetics accessible to everyone, like anyone around any part in the world, no matter how remote area, no matter how crisis zone, anyone can get the prosthetic on ease, because it is very important for people. It's a basic necessity, if especially for people those who lose both their limbs. Drinking water, eating, doing simple tasks feels like impossible. So it shouldn't be like this. So we want to, empower as many people as can, and we want to make this very accessible to everyone. Very accessible, like on a like we order like a pizza. So we want to make prosthetics accessible in such a way that anyone sitting anywhere can order their prosthetic for them.
Yeah, I think when I was reading your story and some blogs that are available about you guys, I think the one of the key of your success is you invest a lot of time in the design. I mean, you have already had in mind that you want to make it accessible. Hence, when you create the product, you knew it has to be cost effective. So the process of designing is 100% the key to be successful in any business, right? So for someone listening who wants to build AI solutions with real social impact, what piece of advice would you give them?
So first of all, it should be transformative. It should help people, improve their lives. Second, it should be accessible to everyone. It should be cost effective, and it should be for all. Technology for all, not for only a group of people that can afford it, or they have like money. But for everyone has equal right to technology. So please make technology transformative and accessible to everyone.
Fantastic. So thank you, Ayesha. This is Ayesha and Bionics. It's very inspiring. I don't think it wouldn't be like any better part to wrap up this conversation. Thank you for giving up your time. I know you guys are super busy. The time difference also is a little bit tricky, but super inspiring. We're just gonna keep like following you guys on social media at Bionics, right? on Instagram. We follow you. Bring out these stories of these kids playing cricket and so on. It's fantastic. Well done, guys. Beautiful. And also, I really like the fact that this is 100% from Pakistan, 100% from Asia, 100% from human life. So thank you, guys. It's a gift for the world.
Thank you so much for having me. And, I had absolute pleasure, talking with you. And I wish if it can reach the right people and we can help, many, if anyone around any corner in the world needs a prosthetic, please get in touch with us. We will try our best to help them, no matter where they are, no matter what country, what time zone. We are here to help everyone. And
Fantastic.
thank you so much, Andreas, for inviting me. It was an absolute
It
pleasure.
was an honor. Thank you, Ayesha. Okay, thank you, everyone. Goodbye.